Hello, a very good morning. Welcome to the Ghana Man's edition of the Morning Focus. Remember, Morning Focus run between now to 10:30 a.m. From 6. I'll bring you the mega news, we'll bring you the weather and its updates, and then we'll bring you the sports. It's now time to look at our African proverbs for this morning, as well as bringing our main scripture for the morning. And right after that, we dive into the newspaper review segment of the programming this morning. My name is El Samuels, and I will always be here to do this with the man Bernard. But shortly, Bernard will join me. But before Bernard joins me, let me welcome all of you to a beautiful month. I mean, this is a month, the third month of the year 2026, and it's the second day of the month of March. And March also happens to be the Ghana month. Yes, that's a Ghana's month. So it's a month that we're going to showcase everything Ghana, the culture, the people, the food and stuff that we eat. So we'll be talking more of Ghana this morning. Also, don't forget that this morning, exactly 7:45, we'll be crossing over to join lawyer Sebe to look at the health and also education, what the president said during the State of the Nation's address. We'll look at that as well. We'll also dive back into the studios. 9, we'll be talking to the tax expert, and that's a Foster Otin Amwakun, and we'll also try to find out the economic aspect of what the president said during the State of the Nation's address. So this and many more other stories that we've kept down for you this morning. So we're going to go into deep of this. They can also join us on 0537158638 is the numbers you can share your thoughts with us, and we can have that conversation together. And let me welcome into the studios Bernard Agbamo Edwishi. Very good morning, Bernard.
Good morning, Mr. L.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm very fine. And you?
By His grace, I'm good. Grace is keeping us alive. I hope your weekend went wonderfully well.
Weekend was good. Yeah.
It's just that the geopolitics.
You know.
In the Middle East. Iran also taking advantage of destroying any
U.S. military base
across the
Middle East, yeah.
And that has even affected our black queens to remain in Dubai because all the airspace have been closed. They played the first game and won 4-0 against Hong Kong, and we're looking forward to play the other 2 games. But unfortunately, with the way things are going, I don't think the Pink Ladies tournament will continue. So that is just tough coming. And now no pay will be or share. If you say you're matching, first a weekend look all year and see Aquaba. When you make game, if you know call okay, Obake, or weekend a better Ujuba. So whatever way it is, ways on me. All my Fortarian brothers and sisters, the northern Ghana, the Dagbon land will say Imaraba or Amaraba. So whichever way it is, I want to say thank you for keeping your dial with us. We are grateful for having you. How was church yesterday?
Oh, church was great. Fantastic. Yeah.
Thank God for life this morning. And yesterday, the man of God, the bishop, was looking at loyalty, which brings elevation. I mean, there's one thing that he said, doing the right thing was house to turn around the fortunes of the family, irrespective of the fathers have committed sin, and the children will have to live on what? On the knife edge. They have to pay for the sins of their fathers. But if you look at the story of Ezekiel, and then the father, when the father reigned, he was serving other gods. Even the things of God, he just left it behind. As a girl decided to turn things around by gathering everything that belongs to God, and God bless him. He was so loyal to the things of God. And this morning, scripture from the Maranatha Power Ministry International from the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, the verse 21. Proverbs 18:21. I'll be reading from the Amplified. It says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they who indulge in it shall eat the fruit of it, for death or life. An interesting scripture from Proverbs.
Yeah.
What do you think of the scripture? So this morning we want to share something we've entitled, be purposeful in what you say.
Yeah, very important.
Be purposeful in what
You say. Yeah.
And this scripture is brought to you by Maranatha Power Ministry International, located behind, adjacent the Lekma Polyclinic. Yes, adjacent the Lekma Polyclinic is a place to be. Don't forget, tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll be having the Moment of Miracles, 10 a.m. sharp. Come, let's pray together. It's a beautiful month, so you need to pray into the month and break through, pray into your week, and break through and take over. So he said, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they who indulge in it shall eat the fruit thereof. If we truly believe our words are filled with life or death, why don't we choose what we say more carefully? If we truly believe our words are filled with life or death, why don't we choose what we say more carefully? There's a time to talk and a time to keep silent.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've come to know. Sometimes the best thing we can say is nothing.
Yeah.
And when we do say something, it is wise to be purposeful in what we say. I firmly believe if we do what we can do, God will do what we cannot do. We can control what comes out of our mouth with the help of the Holy Spirit by applying principles of discipline. Even when we talk about our problems or the things that are bothering us, we can talk about them in a positive and hopeful way. One time I was having some back problems, and my little girl called to see how I was doing. I told her it was still hurting, but I was thankful it wasn't as bad as it could be. I said, I was sleeping well, and that is a positive thing. In other words, I didn't say anything to say, oh, I didn't deny the problem, but I made an effort to have a positive outlook. I was determined to look at what I do and not just at what I don't have. I believe in time the backache will be taken off, and I believe that until then God will give me the strength to do what I needed to do. If you will make decisions that are going to say a little as possible about your problems and disappointment in life, they won't dominate your thought and your mood. And if you talk as much as possible about your blessings and hopeful expectation, your frame of mind will match them. Be sure each day is filled with words that fuels joy, not anger and depression, bitterness or fear. Take yourself into a better mood. Find something positive to say in every situation. That's why the Bible says in all things give thanks.
Yeah.
Be positive in everything you do.
Yeah.
Trust me, God will always meet you at the point of your need. I want you this morning to say, Lord, help me choose my words wisely today.
Yeah.
Guide my mouth by your spirit so I speak life, hope, and gratitude instead of fear, negativity, or discouragement. Amen.
Amen.
You pray the simple prayer. I invite you to be part of the Maranatha Power Ministry International here in Nungwa Adugo. Just in the Lekma Polyclinic. And tomorrow join us on the Moment of Miracle, and your life will never be the same. Amen.
Amen.
So that's our scripture for today. Now, I know you are waiting to see which one is the Proverbs for today. The African Proverbs for today. And today, don't overshadow yourself today. That's one thing I will let you know. You don't need to overshadow yourself today. The very key and important thing for you to do. And I hope that you will do it and do it well without overshadowing yourself for today. So today, where do you think we'll be going when it comes to the African Proverbs? So that we went to Akwemu the last time, and then we went to the Ghanaland, right?
Went to the Volta region.
Went to the Volta region as well. So today, where do we go? Do we go up north or do we travel outside Ghana?
You mentioned we'll do some Akan proverb today. Or was it Tuesday?
Okay, so there's this Akan proverb that says that the mouth does not eat, it only talks.
The mouth does not eat.
It only talks.
But the mouth eats.
That is a proverb from the Akan land. The mouth does not eat, but it only talks. Indidi ekasa.
I know ya na edidi fufu.
That's it.
Edidi fufu.
I know ya na edidi fufu. Okay, oh. Okay, oh. Okay. That the mouth does not eat, it only talks. What does that mean?
There is a uchrichim.
So
Because my mouth eats.
Your mouth eats. Okay. So this same proverbs can be found in the Gonja land.
Okay.
Savannah region. You can find that as well. So what it means is that the Proverbs emphasizes the importance of actions over words. It means that talking about something is not enough. But one must take action to make it happen. It is like saying talk is cheap.
Talk is cheap.
There's that word that says talk is cheap.
Yeah.
In the context of the Gonja-Breford conflict, it implies that the interior minister and all parties involved must move beyond just talking. The report was presented to the interior minister about the conflict.
Yeah.
So if you bring it into that concept, it means that the minister and all the parties involved must move beyond just talking.
Rhetoric.
Concrete steps to implement the mediation committee's recommendation. So in the Ghanaian culture, the proverb is often used to encourage individuals to take actions rather than just discussing issues. Criticizing those who talk a lot but fail to deliver. Emphasize the importance of tangible results over empty promises. Now, if you want to apply it to everyday life, or to, let's say, let me bring the issue of the Brefons and the Gonjas. The Interior Minister receipt of the mediation committee report is just the first step.
Okay.
Concrete action, not just words, are needed to resolve the conflicts. And all parties must work together, implementing the report's recommendation for a lasting peace.
Yeah.
So the mouth does not eat, it only talks. Action speaks louder than
words. As for the mouth, they're talking. But talking too doesn't solve the problem. It's action.
You have to take the action. So that is what it means. And that takes us straight away to our next move. Oh, okay. So you want the wisdom capsules. Okay, so you know this psalm in Psalm 46, verse 10. He said, be still and know that I am God.
Yeah.
Be still and know I am your
I am your God.
You know, it's a song.
Yeah.
Be still and know that Yeah, that song is there. So what it means is that don't overshadow yourself today. The wise refuse to consider too many goals. Only write down the number of things you know you actually complete. When you overshadow, your attention will focus on those things you fail to accomplish instead of the tasks that have been completed. So make time only for that which is worthwhile.
That which is worthwhile.
Hurry is often the seed for mistakes. Hurry is often the seed for mistakes. Take the moment since it took a lifetime to get there. So that's our wisdom capsules for the morning. What is on the newspaper?
A lot happening. A lot.
That is on the newspaper. Loads of things are on the newspaper. Ay. Come on. This is going to be a super month. And I want to welcome our viewers to the beautiful month of March.
Yeah.
Welcome to a new month with God blessings.
The Ghana month.
Ghana month.
Yeah.
Ghana. Aniba. How many of you can sing the national anthem? If you can sing it, at a point we'll give you. But also don't forget that we did promise that we'll put some picture that you tell us exactly which area is that. Now let's start with the Custodian newspaper. It has Gabriel Ochidako also at the front page of the newspaper. He has the former vice president, the leader of the MPP going to election 2028. The minority leader, Afenyo Markin, is also there. You have the picture of the Black Queens. You have Afote Agbo, the Katabanso Kingmakers. Then you have the foreign remittances with the president picture there. Now the stories on the Custodian say Anodombre gives eye care to 3,000 constituents in Sawam Adrejuri. Story is on the front page. There's a page 2 of the Custodian newspaper. Why Ghana's president must champion African Court of Justice in Arusha. Remember the president today reopening the African Court, the 20 years of the human and the people's rights. They're celebrating that. Stories on page 5. Give credit to Baumia for game-changing policies. Afenyo Markin tells government. I know it has to do with the gold for reserves.
Yeah.
Foreign remittances hit $7.88 billion in 2025. President Mahama reveals, page 12 has a story. Black Queens stranded in UAE amidst US-Israel attack on Iran. Katamanso Kingmakers endorse Afote Agbo as legitimate chief. Stories on the Custodian newspaper this morning.
From the Custodian, let's do the Business Weekly. All the stories are not so clear, but I can see there's 3 of them. BOG governor urges UK Ghana Chamber to help shape monetary and forex policies. Anglo gold profit nearly triples as gold prices hit record high. And the big one, the front page, they are asking a question: is Ghana's economy rebounding as the president says? Comes with a picture of the president when he addressed the nation. So there are stories on the front page of the Business Weekly.
Away from the Business Weekly, we do the Daily Searchlight. The Daily Searchlight has the 9 remain in custody over the Kwedu land fraud as bail conditions remain unmet, including there's a concerned citizens of Chira protects the conversion of the community library into fire station. ECG to shut down over claims of nationwide system maintenance. Mahama left cocoa farmers, investors, and citizens behind. Engineer Kobna Eje Japan slams the 2026 sonar as defensive, tracking a transformative roadmap for Ghana's economic recovery. Stories on the daily searchlights.
From the searchlights, let's do the new trust. The new trust, let me do the locals first before. Chairman Wuntumi dazzles Western Region NPP executives and charges them to use competence to judge him, not English speaking. Ochimo ejumano edafem enye brofo. So use his competence ni obetimi aye enye brofo a oka to judge him. And he was in the Western Region campaigning to become national chairman of the New Patriotic Party, NPP. Global Info Analytics poll projects 75% win for NDC's Baba Jamal in Ayawaso East by-election that is slated for tomorrow, March 3, 2026. Yes, the new trust is also reporting on the Black Queens Middle East crisis. Black Queens safe in UAE. That is according to the Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto Blakwa. Ashanti Democrats president calls for independent investigation into Hill Komfo-Anokye project amid allegations of mismanagement. Let me take the international story here. Trump threatens strong force if Iran continues to retaliate. Seeing some unpleasant scenes in the Middle East over the weekend. These are the stories on the front page of the New Trust.
Away from the New Trust, let's do the Spider. The Spider newspaper said no breach. Chiraj exonerate MIIF board chair in asset case. True state of the nations today. Noisy minority set to rebut President Mahama's economic claims. Those stories, and it says that no credit, no crime. Atubuatin, a camp blast Vincent Assefuwa unfounded cocoa petition. Middle East crisis threatens Ghana's single-digit inflation target. Economies warn. And you also have the Ashanti Muslim women petition, Mahama. So those some few stories on the Spider newspaper this morning.
From the Spider, let's do the Daily Statesman. Says that Afote Agbo, who is the former member of parliament for the good people of Pong Katamanso, confirmed legitimate Katamanso chief. Comes with a picture of the former legislator Nilai Afote Agbo. LSN launches 2026 Leadership and Law Series and expands to Kumasi. Over 3,000 constituents benefit from Anodon Press I project. Growing disaffection against NDC. Minority leader accuses government of taking people for a ride. I wonder what Akufo-Addo took us for then. Kwabre Japan. And this is his take on Sona. Cocoa farmers and investors left behind in Mahama's Sona. Stories on the front page of the Daily Statesman.
Now let's do the Informal newspaper. Reform agri sector to consolidate economic gains. Government told. Zoom Lion fits into 24-hour economy. Labour Minister. 2026 Sona. Mahama rallies citizens for development. SML GRA scandal. OSP urges US to expedite action on Friate's aid. Government over relying on cocoa, on gold board, Government over relying on gold board, Afenyo market. Stories on the Informal newspaper.
From the Informal, let's do the Ghana Politics. Ghana Politics says Mahama appoints Baba Sadiq as Ghana's High Commissioner designate to Nigeria. Baby, Baba, one Baba out, another Baba in. Baby, Baba, sir, on panel. I will just contest East no. Mahama de Baba Sadiq, Akoshe Honum, Fefe. He was he is the NDC's candidate in one of the constituencies in Accra, Patrick Boame's constituency, and he didn't win that seat. Accra residents braced for 5 days of power cuts. Ghana issues travel advisory over escalating Middle East conflict. An evacuation plan activated. Esukoko gets lifeline as Lordina Mahama commissions new maternal health facility. Comes with a picture of a beautiful Lordina. And the big one, Mahama makes historic address at African court in Tanzania. These are the stories on the front page of the Ghana Politics.
Now let's move away from the Ghana Politics and do the Daily Analyst. The Daily Analyst, Creative Arts Agency. Gideon Ayikwe's appointment revoked. Mahama opens the African courts today. Ayawasu East by-election, Global Info Analytics poll gave Baba Jamal 75% lead. Ghanaians saving over 1 billion a month on fuel. Nordina Foundation donate maternity and children's health facility to the local community. Former Deputy Defense Minister links pirate attack to inadequate naval resources. Stories on the Daily Analyst newspaper this morning.
From the Daily Analyst, let's do the Chronicle. Ghana is back. Mahama proclaims economic turnaround. Shraj dismisses asset declaration complaint against MIIF board chair. IGP's British style shoe still show at Sona. Comes with a picture of the hardworking IGP Christian Teteyohunu. Maxwell Boache honors late mother with 50-bed children's ward. The verse for the day is not very visible. I am unable to take it. Stories on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper.
All right, so we do the Daily Gist next. It says MIIF mislead you. Lawyer fires RTI commission. Mahama's 1 million jobs hoax. GSS confirms only 330,000. Cocoa Board Deputy CEO fights back. Anodompre provides eye care to 3,000 residents. Baba Jamal shall rise to voters in Nima after 3K TV set saga. Shake up at GRA after Atu Forces false alarm. Stories on the Daily Just this morning. From the picture of the president, also at the front page of the Daily Gist.
From the Gist, let's do the new crusading guide. Why Ghana's president must champion Africa's Court of Justice in Arusha. Comes with a picture of Gabi Asario Tredakon. Katamanso Kingmakers dismiss Seth Otu Oakleigh's claim back Afote Agbo as legitimate chief. So now, this was not the State of the Nation address. It was a public lecture. That is according to the MP for Bekwai. Cries from Dabuase Ahmadiyya Muslim Hospital. Residents allege exorbitant fees, negligence, and religious discrimination. Has a picture of the Minister for Health. That story is on page 1, 9, and ends on page 10. Ghana to launch first comprehensive immigration law book on March 13. Guzitano warns against economic sabotage at 5th ACHAG AGM. These are the stories on the front page of the new crusading guide.
Away from the new crusading guide, let's do the Supreme newspaper with a picture of Napo Machi Opoku Prempe. Napo vindicated. Paul Adum Oshri cites World Bank report on free SHS. I'm not bothered by threats to be banned from NDC. Omar Sanda to Asedu Kitia. Wanted CEO of Sylvia Ventures, Adolf Tete, Ajay, arrested. Police Osu Castle staff wanted of an alleged fraud. Raj clears the MIIF board chair in asset declaration case. Katamanso Kingmakers dismissed Seth Otu Oakleigh's claim. and backs Afute Agbo as legitimate chief. Stories on the Supreme newspaper.
From the Supreme newspaper, let's do the Daily Guide. Dr. Boache, honest mother with 50-bed children's ward. That's a good one. Pass Surveying Council Bill, GHIS. Slogan, no action. Minority slams Mahama. Major reforms underway. Sole source contract. Emergency procurement banned. Parliament approval for state property sale. Story on page 3 of the Daily Guide. Iranian supreme leader killed in U.S.-Israel attack. Comes with a picture of the Iranian supreme leader who is reportedly late now, Khamenei. Stories on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper.
Now let's do the Ghanaian publisher. The Ghanaian publisher says Ano Dompre Ice Care Project brings relief to thousands. Why President Mahama must champion Africa Court of Justice in Arusha. Exuman questions the RTI due diligence over the MIIF 2024 audit disputes. NDC government taking Ghanaians for granted. Afenyo Markins with a picture of the minority leader in parliament. Those are the stories on the Ghanaian publisher.
Wow. From the Ghanaian publisher, I think we do guide. Okay. Let's do the exclusive. Mahama cuts power cost through reforms. NIMO's officer wounded in Doma recovers. Zambian delegation learns from Ghana's education model. Hey. Cocoa scholarship funds used for roads. That is according to Peter Boama Otokuno. And the big one, no, let me take this one first. Mahama cuts power costs through reforms. Okay, the big story says Mahama directs sanctions for journalist abuse. So the stories on the front page of the exclusive.
All right, so let's do the Daily Democrats. The Daily Democrats storm over cocoa border phantom conflict claims fade after Boatin camp responds. Zambia delegation explores Ghana's digital education model. The President Mahama moves to cut power costs through PPA renegotiation. Founder of some inspired followers with message of Peter renewal. Siraj clears the MIIF board chair as a declaration case. Those stories on the Daily Democrats.
Let's do the news center. The news center, minorities cocoa price cut protest captures parliament. They were dressed in black with a sash saying that Yayamobo holding cocoa pots, in the house. Customer gave OTP pin to fraudster. MML clears air. Leshego Africa GCEO and the BOG discuss Pan-African strategy. Papa Osei named among Ghana's top in-house lawyers. The big one, Ghana's dawn rising. Strong macroeconomic gains, 24-hour economy set to create 1.7 million jobs. Already we are told that about 1 million jobs have been created. The president mentioned that when he delivered the State of the Nation address on Friday. As to whether these numbers are accurate and whether in the 1 year of Mahama's second coming, 1 million people have already been employed is a question we must interrogate. Mr. L, these are the stories on the front page of the news center.
All right, so those are the stories on the news center. As the running story has been with the MIIF asset declaration story. And also, if you look at it, the SONA also took a center stage where the minority are claiming they're going to give the true state of the economy. Those are some of the issues that has come up on the various newspapers. But interesting stories that has to do with the slamming the true state of the nation's address. I remember in those years back, the NDC also does
Yeah, the true state
of the economy, the true state of the budget, the true state. I thought this one is gone, and then it has come back again. And this time the minority says they're going to give the true state of the economy.
What is the true state of the economy apart from what the president delivered?
No, but others also believe that it wasn't the true state, but it came to announce his plans to us. And I said, which is which? So you can also share your thoughts with us on the newspaper segment on 053-715-8638. Yabobo stories no so nti story ben na wo feel say actual person come on some. But the cocoa matter will not leave us. You had a of Japan also farming government that nothing was said about cocoa investors. The cocoa sector has been left on their own, and so you also brought that dynamics into it. 053-715-8638. Uchi or Mampinian a DA and now for free. The castle can a year feeder, right?
Sooner.
Well, it's on Friday. It was on Friday, right? Sona State of the Nation's address to which me day. Actually, Wadri na Yako. Well, Okwama no Ninswa. Okwane de I have you for but you know they after taking the leader of his son has been sworn in.
Yeah, that is what I read. That the son has
sworn in.
I mean, I don't know when we are going to see, some peace in the Middle East. Trump is going after all the people he thinks are threats to what he calls world peace and then the existence of the American people and the American state. I don't think this is fair to the Iranian people, but of course, internal politics will also play out in some of these things.
Did you watch on the screen where others are also excited?
Yeah, of course. Mr. L, in fact, let me be honest with you. If any country attempts to assassinate our president, we will have a section of Ghanaians who will be happy. And it doesn't justify it in any way. Yes, we must protect. There are international laws.
The sovereignty
of a state is guaranteed under international law, under the UN Charter, of which the United States of America is one of the 5 members of the Security Council. So we should expect more from the American people. This thing of going after world leaders, leaders of sovereign states, you can't justify it in any way under international law. If the Iranian people think that they don't like their leader, allow them to make the decision. Of course, is it all Americans who like Donald Trump? Would that give anybody the power to go and eliminate him? No. So allow local people to do their local politics, except it gets to that point where you can, even for that one, the UN must pass a resolution. But this habit of going after world leaders, using what yardstick, and who made America, of course, we are in an ever-changing, world order. So some of these things...
we are in ever-changing world order. Remember, the issue is now escalating. Iran is trying to escalate it the more. The latest story from the Middle East is not really good. We just pray. My heart goes with my black queens. I just pray there will be a way out to get the queens out, evacuated, and every Ghanaian that find himself there. Israel attack kills at least 31 in Lebanon as Iranian attacks continue around Middle East. So the Iranian is attacking every installation of any ally of the US in the Middle East.
Of course, so they cannot attack. That is how wars are fought. If they cannot attack the main perpetrator, which is the United States, they will target lesser, less powerful. But then they are not attacking the states. They are attacking US military bases in these states.
But the point is that if they can attack the U.S. bases, but it will still find its way. Because if you look at the Abu Dhabi airport, part of the airport was strike, hotels were strike, so you may never know where the missile went for. You may say, I'm targeting this, but sometimes they will do it deliberate and tell you the target is not on that bar. At the end of the day, it's also part of their target, just to cause you pain.
So now America can't Abu Dhabi for bre.
Yeah. So the allies of U.S. in the Gulf bear the brunt of Iraq attacks, because in the clear blue skies above Abu Dhabi, white constraints stuck high above the sun-colored Valiants and well-watered gardens, there are no incoming Dreamliners or Airbuses bringing in the next manifest of tourists or guest workers. And they are incoming ballistic missiles launched by the Emirates' giant neighbor just across the Gulf. That's Iran. As of Sunday afternoon, the United Arab Emirates Defense Ministry said it has so far dealt with 165 incoming ballistic missiles, 2 cruise missiles, and 541 Iranian drones. So you could just imagine if all this should have landed. In Bahrain, a friend alerted me on Sunday morning that the airport was under attack after having sleepless night, woken by huge bangs and wailing siren. And he tested, I think, maybe around 20 booms and bangs, at least 2 hits. Hey, so what is really going on? PCR, if you're ready and you can get a lawyer Sebe on the line, let's do that before we go to Befikrom today. Today's Monday, so we're going to Befikrom to bring you some greetings from Edu Herbal this morning. I'll also be telling you about cement in a short while, and also Sanjay Enterprise. Sanjay, good morning. And those of you, Again, you know Again? Do you know that word called Again?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
So, yes, so let's go to the lines and then talk to lawyer KK Sabet. Good morning, sir. Hello, good morning. I think we are not getting it, but if we get him, we want to find out from him investing in human capital, evaluating Ghana's progress in education and healthcare in the 2026 State of the Nation's address. Remember, the president highlighted some significant progress in education and healthcare in the 2026 State of the Nation's address. What are some of the key takeaways from the State of the Nation's address?
Yes, so I would look at one, the reforms as announced by the president. Engineer Kwabena Japon said that cocoa farmers were neglected. I am not sure they were neglected. The president reiterated the point that we need major reforms in the cocoa sector, given that our farmers have been subjected to fluctuating prices of the beans in the world market. And so, yes, even though the price per bag has been reduced from 3,600 to somewhere 2,500, it is still about 90% of the price on the world market. And he is looking at the reforms that have been put in place to safeguard or to protect the cocoa farmer moving forward, and to make sure that we don't incur debt in the cocoa sector, which is the current prevailing circumstance. We have huge debt in the cocoa sector because of the former, policies that were implemented, the forward sales, the syndicated loan, and all of that. So he announced that we are going to, be retaining about 50% of the beans to be produced locally here and export the 50%. And we are going to raise domestic bonds for forward sale, to purchase cocoa, and not go to the international market, financial market, to be raising, syndicated loan and all of that. So that is one. He also mentioned the health sector. Of course, I was expecting something. He alluded to the fact that there's pressure on their existing facilities and equipment, and they are looking at retooling, the equipment and the facilities so that the state can provide better health care to the Ghanaian people. Employment was also key, something I've been looking forward to. He mentioned that about 1 million people, according to the Ghana Statistical Service, have been employed. I would like to interrogate that figure, and know which sectors these people, this 1 million people, have been employed in and where they are working. Is it an accurate figure? Is just politics? And they are looking at all the measures they are putting in place. The Ejumewura, the 24-hour economy, that is about to kickstart the entrepreneurship apprenticeship program, which is currently ongoing, and all of that. He mentioned the 1 million coders program, which they will be scaling up, to make sure that a lot of people go into coding and IT to provide jobs, for our teeming youth. That was something I was very interested in because, people must work and be able to take care of themselves. If the devil finds work for the ideal hand. So once people don't have something to do, they will go into all manner of things just to make a living. So I was much particular in that area of employment. The president also mentioned oral, reassuring the Ghanaians. He made that popular quote by Professor Mills that the wheels of justice grind slowly. Yes, so he mentioned that. And of course, I think he made sense there. The law must protect everybody, including themselves. He mentioned that he doesn't want a situation where, because of an allegation, people will be picked up without proper due diligence being done to establish that indeed they had engaged in financial malpractices.
The point is that we know this.
Yes, but
we know this.
So that in future, somebody will not also say, John Mahama, when he was president, engaged in so and so, and they will not do due diligence. They will just, capitalize on that allegation and be arresting people. That is a fair point. The law must protect all of us. If not, tomorrow you'll be somewhere and people will come after you that they said you have stolen money, and they will not conduct proper investigation to really establish, be that artist as it may. I also think that it is delaying, the way we were promised. And of course, that was the first thing, one of the first things the president did, appointing Martin Kpebu, Samuel Okujetua Blakwa, the former police officer.
If we know we need to be able to get to the bottom of all this, not speculation of perceived corruption, why do we make it look like a political tool that we're going to, and then we go all over the regions? Even Papa Demkra, we see the
yes.
These things.
Yes. So
that is Ghana for you.
That is Ghana for you. I am looking forward to some arrests being made. Yes, of course, the Attorney General says they are recovering some monies. That is very important. The money they are in here, but do not recover the money in secrecy. How will it deter others, right? If I steal money, I misconduct myself while in office, and then the state uses the back door just to retrieve the money, would this serve as deterrent to Mr. L? How would the citizens even know that Asimesi Abrano Abemunu, he actually did this and he's paying? Some of these things should be made public. It is not just about recovering the money, it's about deterring others from engaging in same. So if the Attorney General just recovers the money and that is it, it's not enough. It's not satisfactory enough. We want to see action. We want to see humiliation. Especially when people deliberately look in the past 8 years, the things that people did, it is not things to shield them from, and we have people supporting some of these things. Please do not just recover the money. Yeah, we need the money. That's why the money is very important. We need it, but please, recovering the money is not deterrent enough. We want to see people. If there should be public humiliation, we need that so that it will deter people. If children see that their parents misconducted themselves and that they are facing disgrace, other kids will advise their parents who are in public service. Please don't do that. Don't bring shame to the family. It is not enough to recover the money. We want to see action. We want to see action. So we say, that is one thing that, in fact, I opened my ears to listen to what the president had to say about oral, because that is one, aspect that some of us think not enough has been done. On the issue of Galamsey as well, he mentioned, he touted their achievements so far, how the NIMOS is operating, you know, getting people, and most especially reclamation, the acres of land that have been, you know, reclaimed so far and can be used for other activities. So I think, all in all, yes, of course, you would expect some politics in there as well. The president mentioned that the leaders in West Africa have unanimously appointed him unopposed to be the next chair of the African Union when the rotating chairmanship comes back to West Africa again. You know, that was a very interesting thing. I didn't expect the minority to look. In fact, when you look at the video, watch the video, it was as if they were not happy. But this is Ghana. They were supposed to be applauding, you know. But it was just the majority cheering the president up. But yes, and then he mentioned on international issues, of course, have domestic significance. He intends to table a motion. You know, they've done that already in the African Union, and the African leaders have supported it. They are looking forward to laying that bill resolution, you know, to the United Nations, declaring the transatlantic slave trade as a grievous crime against humanity, and that will be done in this month of March. So yes, in terms of security, he mentioned that, you know, they need to do a lot. Of course, one thing, I cannot forget about this one, the need for collaboration in the sub-region to combat, you know, the growing threat of terrorism in the sub-region. Now, it has become clear that Ghana, we cannot remain isolated. The fact that we have not had direct attack in this country doesn't mean that we are insulated from it. You remember just a few weeks ago, 8 traders were killed. They were Ghanaian traders, were killed in Burkina Faso, you know. So, and because we trade among ourselves, we have to collaborate. And he is calling for even more deeper collaboration, especially with the IES states, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso. These 3 countries have withdrawn from the ECOWAS, Economic Community for West African States. And so we need to collaborate with them, because these are the countries that are facing, you know, the terrorist attack. And we need to collaborate, information and intelligence sharing, so that Ghanaians will also feel safe. Just last week, the attack on our fisher folks on the sea. These things should inform us that we need to do more to collaborate with our neighboring countries in the sub-region to protect us as a country. If we think that, oh, it is Ivorians who have had their problem, it is Malians, so they should deal with it, they will find ways to attack us, just as they did to our traders in Burkina Faso. So he re-emphasized, he reiterated the need for deeper collaboration between leaders, you know, in the sub-region to be able to combat the growing threat of terrorism in the sub-region. So these are some of the highlights that I picked from the president's address to the nation on Friday, February 27.
February 27, the key takeaways from the president 2026 things that I noted were the president State of the Nation address, progress. He highlighted Ghana's progress and also outlined his administration priority. Key takeaways include the economic recovery, where Ghana's economy has exceeded $100 billion US, positioning the country among Africa's leading economic powers with a primary surplus of 2.6% of GDP. There came another one he did mention, the currency stabilization, where the Ghanaian cedi has appreciated by 40.7% against the US dollar, 30.9% against the British pound, and 24% against the euro. And I picked the fiscal discipline, where he emphasized transparency and sustainable development as a key pillars of Ghana's growth. The Galamsey crackdown, the president signaled a major crackdown on illegal mining targeting kingpins, so pushing for speedy prosecutions. Some of the key takeaways. The government also aims to improve healthcare, education, and infrastructure addressing issues like low bed syndrome in government hospitals. And Ghana's credibility has been restored on the international stage with improved credit ratings and increased investor confidence. So these are some of the key takeaways I picked from there. When it comes to the investing in the human capital, remember, he did mention a lot of stuff. Some key point from his address, which include the economic recovery, showing that the economy is showing signs of improvement with a primary surplus of 2.6% of GDP, exceeding the target of 1.5%. And then he came to the poultry revitalization, where the government launched the Nkukon Kitinkiti project. The aim is to boost local poultry production and also reduce import. Then job creation. That is where I want to really find out. Over 1 million Ghanaians have found jobs, have found employment, meaningful employment in Q1 and Q3 of 2025. That is how some social media users criticize the address. We'll go into it, questioning the accuracy of figures presented, such as the distribution of 720 beds to 13,000 farmers. The address was well received by some, including the special advisor to the president, Joyce Bawa Muntari, who praised the Mahama Stefan's delivery. So I mentioned the economic recovery, the currency stabilization, fiscal discipline, Galamsey crackdown, infrastructure development, and then the international credibility are some of the key things that the president stated in his address to the nation. Well, that brings us almost 4 minutes past 8 a.m. So once we know getting Sebe on the line, let's turn our attention and go to let's go to Befikrom. Is that it? So we go to Befikrom. When we return, we have some more conversation coming up with you. So let's go to Befikrom, to Edu Heba.
Tony. Dr. Muhammad is saying, "Country S and Francis and Yamin Shra will be Yamin will be Biakas. Na said dear, and me by me done for all canon. Abusia. Ya dear Bronia to me answer, Dr. Dubaya, wa besa, Dr. Dwe, Yenye Udeni, Adek, yes, unkwa, some bo. Some ye book. And it's every Edu Heba Hospital. And na era number to do so. Edebe board. Say ye de sanya dear. A what you see any tea and in pemu. Ye unko to Germany to asiam if ye damma wa pomo dear CPS. Na ye ye the bonus net to and on ye see ye the busu your sister no to say. Watenga no ewu kojo tro nyanyane no brim no asori gina wo enti esan say enam betena se ye dey SM meters na dey mewuram because me do get na no tanya nyame aka SM abusan fa me TV so bi won wan mo gina get na no do so aka me the box empty box and everything TV so bel me da twere ampo anse se wa mo akoma tom se me ntwenam ka se wi amoage ne boko eni te abusan ye say e do bajo atrema adanside nankasa na nam eno ntina meduru ya na SM no obi apesa onje emfiri mensem na bottom ne ba kwampo driver no ko je nam say na no Thursday me ba obi je ene dem mo bi anje ana me de aba ene nti me do foot say papa no also no taso no kan o sese wato graphic am obi kenkan no mata no de gan kan ni nyina ma me ne mo kan ne brofum etimi da na betwi translation So I say, SMBTS, a bread, the abasa, ya de ba ama aware de amefie ayede ama enkodani age ekunu wani age ama yire no so ani age enne na atemi chemli amema na SMBTS bakufu 1 onfen kofie na mewi ade etachire nyakata na betachire de ama no boko enye ni nyina ha kwa ho ene nti sa wato graphic am obi kenkan na ye ho mita odi ka kan ye no wo ye be ma entrance ma be ma mu na wona no abomatwo man na wona mo a sister bra wati mu sa de ni nkoyi apomude ni ho sa woni oba no konhye mu a wuti mu se dodo aka to be ko wantimi akọ minute ade to so no kekekeke no wantimi SMBTS ye edru asa wonu mu asa wo de no wo kọ on say normal we na kata ko mo pa san na ete pa boko na SMBTS be mo akọ pa so ati ase e cry for yourself our classroom no anama wi a na for ba na ka say wo be mem obana ma fans enya de obewie no ka cho say de we ye ni there be ebusia so wie na obana ka say de ye tumi ye ni na kire say problem wo ho yade wo ho bibi wo ni padua ni mu a enko yie bibi wo usisi mu no ma enko yie o mema ye na NCP entita na Dr. Do so say ense say wotena say emma oba ejojo wo sa na say wotena say ema be ma so obejojo oba so atiase emechi oba branet samento na nyojo mi na enso de nko okwa me fashion mfi be ma na beto aso eno na chese wadwuma no wa anya nwi eni ti Dr. Do say SMBTS oba nom be ma nom me pa chow unya 18 years ya enom wo your ba wa fafura enom o breastfeeding so a enom why CS ya freyen number no screen ni so na tre months awanya ansana ebe mo anoma ya ma wanom oba se ubu nsa na emeye menamai se boso me so na me bu me nsa na se me ama nti se bibi ni na mo menti because menti pen bia eno na cha se wo yoba enya de boso me ne so a abusua na obi de wada ne calendar o twa se obetie ma ofie buo yansa na wakọ ne boss o se boso me asutua meka because the da wo be ye ne fie wo ne brono ne so no obi abehun say yes oboso me aso na ye ya so ene boso me na so nya ti se wo tiem onya te se wantimi ankwa dwuma owo ye so dadem wo yare ene na boso me aso oni calendar odo wada ne calendar madam emo bi fa na ne calendar wane dem boy aden bra SMBTS so se beboa wo ama watimi abu nsaboko ama black cloth ni nyina anane abesia ko kama wonti etiam obi a mpo se wabu nsa so we oba na abu sana bi aba kama nkasa na ma feel comfortable wutim se wankasa no ohun yo de because se free ya ho besen kwa wona wotu so ye fu mu aye odin ohun ni padua ni mu aye odin because se eye ba na ebetom a e ma sign mo se ba na ebetom e ba betom ko fra abusunya nya easy won so na ma abofron oni ema ase so wotu tinta so rough not me se bo na ama eno wa hu se why ready se wo be wo eti no ma science na se wo de na nya ba na ebetom bosome mienu bosome miensa o meseson emma e wo brenso a wonyem a abusua pe SMBTS to na no wo don se ni na ba besane abese akọ ama nwato afenso no se wonya o menses from day 1 about 7 days afe to asokono na so ti ba 6 days so ti ba 5 days 4 days e wo so mo sa wo se dia aka na embae no e wo hefa aka ho akawa ya ase ho enti awasa wonom SMBTS na enani moja SMBTS na ni moja ebe na ne de aka ho na aya clothing na abobon tonto a na ebe da ne fibroid ana se ebe ye bibi aya sisi aka wo wawudie nim no ebe na ne na fi ho ama na bese akọ na wo ho atọ afi wo na mo say yes odo se so boka say yes me oba efi ono yo oba na bese wo fa nyin sanya SMBTS na ni moja no ama de sisi a wo de na no akwan ni nyina bese ko wi a obi won say afi pa na dem na wa fa afro wa wo de na to me na hwe say dem hadwin odo ba to ka won so ba na be hadwin ofie e na no ma bi so de ba to be ne ba ne ye nti asase say din no agba de to di we 2 months de fi say ebusia o wa fa about me to atase SMBTS nti e kasa na eni age because ye de ensese ebo ebi say ye adwuma kese adansi dia e ba SMBTS no do so ene nti na me kan farm on say to be ma o ire to be ma okun na entu ya de ase because mo no ma ye adwuma fintin butrim na ne na mo honam onam ye de do adwuma tumi so wotimi de adwuma e wo abonten ko office atimi ye adwuma kama osisi ni mu atimi ya kama e clear pent ne bibia wo osisi ni enu nkoto dwe ni mu nyina firi wo woti ye adwuma yi ama ho ato na akodem so a eno ye friend side effect friend side benefit because no maduro ni wi ado benya na ekire no eno kwampo na do so bonus no na ya na ede obi koto dia na wa anto so a what told you and tia ka bi no pento so one to so say there be aduane ne menni eto so ka tuwa bi no eno na e ka no bonus no so atiase nti wonum SMB test ya bonus na be di na che no e dey so betimi ahama afa odem o so na bra kwa so je no yes so alas o ma fans so yes wo be mamu na edrey abuso ya to agu o man ga na mu ha ba bia pharmacy shop bia benya bi herbal shop bia benya bi chemical shop bia benya bi koto SMB test na o kwa so pe social movement o pe spiritual movement o pe social media open the trending adronia strong man me pacho shatter movement adronia na make one sem no simiso na make one sem no sincere me na make one sem no senior minister na make one sem no adra on man no akasa man ho fans when am want to say yes what charge na anam and no empty number no that screen so me da for me say me see try me photo and na papa bi share mo so try me photo am and phone no so ayeba na the pacho delete it. Aya number no time to photo abusia number nerika na 0558 379545 0558 379545 eno ye the filler according to Dr. Edu. Second number is 0201 044221 0201 044221. Last number is 0243 989368 0243 989368. Number 3 na me dofo fra eba Edu Heba Hospital. Na ye no wedi nkomo kan how chain wa bada bridge wukojo to me pacho Freyin, Niano Kasa. Na Edway free Edu Heba Hospital and Eba, Ayasabi Abusan Yakwadare, Ewa Yarishana Yarisen Yemu, ye 2 stroke was say Emma Obia or Yari stroke at that watch. Na Obia won't say the Edu not and a tin na you crow, ya bonny pampers above what you want, sorry, no pampers, no, con, and one sem and America. And it is a stroke no actually Nipan at watch and funny brain. Oh, man, Cassim Befikrum, I want a headquarters, no, Ewa Ebusia, Udo Mancasim station. O ko ba fikrom obeche okawe fro na bra obedu wono ma abusan e be hwew ama ode hye no ne ho ato no kama ye what ne nso emu ofe emu ode obedem say yes wo da fie wo da yare sabia so asa wo djojo ho hotel ba because ya no VIP was ana normal was obewram nya fe na ko yarefo a waba yare sabia na fe wo koja na no akosa lai amba cho ye ho ye nyasa wo wankasa o facility ne bibia ye intact or toilet and bath shem anything no bibia aye kama o change o patient ho a obi nyina wa wo hwo obi wonu ma je se ye kofa enipa be time be sala won anim se de be ya ye change ne ho do da ne nchen no onhu ne ho me patcho Edu Heba Hospital ye ntisa ya ma obi ane what o so ane wo de usika ekuta won ehun adwuma na ebe ya ma ho anenti no medafo to be kafa nipa na ne ho atochema no bibi ha no fa ne brain wo Edu Heba Hospital na Awurade andom ona Dr. Edu so de nubra nua ha ban ene bia hini efa yade biada etu ase enenti enya stroke kwa na yesa yade biada sente hye wa na ye wa eno de me boso because na no pani bi de ne ba bre me na me mani ba kwa nso me yam hye me wuti mu se asma na won ne ho ache. But Awurade adom Edu Heba Hospital last week wuti mu say ye stabilize ni we na bibia e kama Edu no anapa me sorry ya na me sempa cho mo to say osanyame adom free na no e ba e ne Thursday no ma bi fa na afa me ho atom na me ho ayem de won say wo ye adwuma wi na hu emfaso hu sade na ko na ko yesa na ho aye wo de enya de wa ya wi na afa wo wi na yam hyehyɛ sade am ye be fa na emfa Edrebe ya na enye yi enye try and error ewo Edu Heba Hospital ebusuafo ye ma wodro na ye de ensese eboka se dro na de ma ya de ye ewo osui eso dro ni na wotwe asebetu na wotwe menu asebetu na wotwe mi ansa asebetu ampanso me bedu wono na wato asori a woko wuyi achia ko ochia osimi machia na woko ba bi enenti ne ya de bia etete wo emmema na moko dwaba mumu na nkwada huri agire mu na ye tisi so ewo mumu mepa moncho Edu Heba Hospital edro papa honoma oba ebeba ama ho acho mepa acho enya yaresa bia oba ye ma odo na ne kochina kobra ansa na wayo ye machine sakase egu no mabusuan oba ye de be exam efru trimesu nase ne on say yade na efri ya na eba ya ha ene ha eje do we ne de be ma ne wi a emu
We give God all the glory and all the praise for the way He has kept us. And this Sunday, we are leading to Maranatha Power Ministry. And I'm inviting you to our first service, that is English only, 7 to 9. And from 9 to 9:45 is joint Sunday school. Then 9:45 to 12:30 we have second service, Ga and Tree. We call it vernacular service. You are most welcome to join us in our victory and the breakthrough service. God bless you as we join our heart together and with our lifted hands, worshiping our great God that has given us this life and given us this Sunday. Look, it is God that has kept you alive. According to Psalm 30, verse 3. Oh Lord, you have brought me life out from Sheol, from the place of the dead, and you have kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit or the grave. God bless you. If you want any information, telephone numbers on the screen, please call. For any direction, you shall receive help. God bless you. Maranatha Power Ministries, we want to tell you, there is more in Christ. Maranatha, Jesus is coming soon. Let me see you this Sunday. Light in the darkness, my God, let it. Ha! How can we have some look fast? Papa, me again. Yes, we are late. Me call you, ma'am. Who hear me? Mentally, I'm sent my friend, doctor, when I'm crossing over. See what we saw. Yes, malaria. Malaria. Oh, what they say with the router? Me copy the absence. A drone, a friend, router mix. Yeah, come malaria, draw and running router. So. Gat trap and the draw ku abaso body ase wabo ruta mixture abaso ruta natural products no ne ruta mixture ya de kutie atridi ruta tonic and the ruta life wa ehuru efin srade bone efin nipadua mu na support immune system no ruta de obi ase ye FDA ade dwede nkrato ya tu. What a glorious, glorious God we serve. I am inviting you to our moment of miracle service every Tuesday morning. Every Tuesday morning. It's a time of prayer for healing, deliverance, for miracles, testimonies. It's more of a healing and prayer service. And God still heals because Malachi 3:6 says, I am the Lord, and I change it not, as He did in the days of John and Peter. He's still doing it in our days. And so I'm personally inviting you, and I'm willing to receive you in the house of God this very Tuesday for the moment of miracle service. As you come, if you are sick, come. If you are troubled, come. Evil attacks, Tuesday morning is for you. God bless you as we see you this Tuesday. And I want to encourage you. I'll always be on MBN TV, and also keep watching me on all our social media platforms. God richly bless you. More direction, call the number on the screen. Remember this, even though we have churches all across the nation, especially the villages, we are located in Nungwa, Adogon. God bless you. Bye bye for now.
I'm from Austria, and I spent the last 6 weeks, I think, here in Maranatha, and so far it has been a very great experience. I feel like once I came to school, I felt very welcome. I felt a very nice, friendly environment towards me from the teachers, but also from the kids, and I had the feeling right away that the kids really like to come here. So they feel really happy, they feel really safe here. They learn a lot, and yeah, I think it talks a lot about the quality of the school if the kids feel comfortable and they like to go to school, they feel happy, and that's one reason why I would really recommend the school, because first of all I feel like the kids feel comfortable, but on the other hand they also learn a lot. The teachers are really well educated, they know how to handle the kids, and also considering the facility, the school has a lot to offer. So there's a science lab, there's a computer room where the kids can learn how to handle a computer, there's a library where they can educate themselves with books and different material. There's also a playground outside, especially also for the younger kids, and there's also a waiting room where they can wait for their parents to come and pick them up. Glory Hill Academy, truth, wisdom and knowledge. Bye bye!
Omenina petodose Elana mashie Oramanana petodose.
To God be the glory. To God be the glory. We want to encourage you to join us on Zoe Woman. Zoe is the light of God. The Bible says that John 1:4. In He was love, and the light was the light of men. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 a.m. to 12 midnight, we invite you to join us at MBMT. The Friday is major all night in the main church. Join us in our Zoe moment of time of prayer, time of declaration, time of prophetic directions. And I want to encourage you that as we join the Zoe moment of prayer every Monday all the way to Thursday 10 p.m., your family, your life, your destiny. See, if somebody encouraged to pray, it's helping you now and it's helping your future. God bless you. Let me see you this Monday through Thursday 10 p.m. each night on MBN TV. Then Friday 10 p.m. to 4 is in the church in Nungwa Adugon. God bless you. Remember, Zoe moment, the life of God will be demonstrated to the glory of God.
Your mouth wide and give Him glory.
And He asked them, when He sent them, do you lack anything? And they said, we lack nothing. I pray that this will be your story. As you live for God and you work for God and you support God's work, you will look back and say, I have lacked nothing in my life. We want to thank God and thank God again that Friday is a night of prayer, prophetic night, healing night, the Word of God night, and worship night. Every Friday in Maranatha Power Ministries. And I'm inviting you, beloved, if we don't realize the warfare we are in, the devil will defeat you as a child of God. And the most strangest things and unfortunate things in the church today is good believers who are weak. You are good, but you are weak spiritually. God wants you to be strong, because He says in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10, He says, finally my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. You see, there are certain battles you cannot win in the day. This Friday and every Friday, I'm inviting you to Maranatha Power Ministries for breakthrough night, signs and wonders night, prophetic night, healing night, deliverance night, and salvation night. Let me see you this Friday. If you want more direction, telephone numbers on the screen. Please call. And also, you can watch me on MBN TV every time we are having service. And also watch me and be with me on all the social media platforms you will see on the screen. Remember this, Jesus prayed in the night. Even the Son of Man prayed all night. It's our time.
God bless.
All right, so welcome back from the Baby Group where we brought you the story from Edu Heba. Edu telling us what you need to look out for when it comes to the SM. Have you tried the SM before?
I'm here to try it. I'll try it. I'll try when I get married.
When you get married?
Yes.
Oh, no. You don't need to try when you get married. You need to wait when you get to certain stage. Hey, you want to kill somebody. Now, there was a story that came up when the president claimed that over 1 million people found employment from 2025, quarter 1, to quarter 3. Do I have to say it's false? Because you also doubted it.
Yes, well, he made reference to the Ghana Statistical Service report. So,
over the statistics, what on the right data?
So we have to interrogate.
Okay, so now I have to do some fast checking on this thing. Where during the State of the Nation, the president claimed that the data from the Ghana Statistical Service shows that 1 million people found employment between the first and third quarter of 2025. So what it means is that NIPA, Juju, or PPP, PPP, that is. 1 million people in your ejuma. I got 1 million, but then 1 million, quarter 1, quarter 3 of 2025, according to President Amenamchu.
Yeah.
And here's the case, I keep asking myself, why is the grassroots of the NDC also crying for employment?
Yes.
So where was that employment?
Yes.
Where was the enlistment came? So if the president got it wrong, it means that the Ghana Statistical Service did not do as good. Now, if you do the fast check, he stated that according to the Ghana Statistical Service, over 1 million of that job found employment between. No, that's what. All right, so welcome back into the studios and welcome back from Befi Krom Mankasim. That's a big place we went to, and we're back in studios this morning. And we're looking at, I think that's one of the things that hit everybody by surprise, especially when the president said over 1 million jobs have been created. Now, in quarter 1 and quarter 3 of 2020, that's last year, right? So if 1 million jobs have been created, for me, that's a hooray, that's a big one for every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Because when you listen to the president, he stated, according to the Ghana Statistical Service, that over 1 million Ghanaians found employment between quarter 1 and quarter 3 of 2025. However, a careful review of official data from the Ghana Statistics Service does not support this claim. Data from the quarterly labor force survey shows that in the fourth quarter of 2024, 12.73 million Ghanaians were employed. That was 2024. Now, I want to show these statistics. I wish I could do it on this board, on a big screen for people to see, which I will do later. In the first quarter of 2025, employment rose to 13.09 million. In the first quarter of 2025, employment rose 13.09 million. It increased further to 13.44 million in the second quarter before dipping marginally to 13.42 million in the third quarter. Now, a simple calculation provides clarity. Compared with the fourth quarter of 2024, employment increased by 360,000 in the first quarter of 2025. In the second quarter of 2025, employment increased by another 350. In the third quarter, employment declined by 20,000. Adding the gains from the first 2 quarters of 2025 gives a total of 710,000 additional employed persons. Now, if one factor in the third quarter decline, the next increase across the 3 quarters is 690,000. In either case, the number does not reach 1 million. So the president claimed that 1 million people found employment between quarter 1 and quarter 3 of 2025 is therefore, I'm choosing my words carefully, it therefore, you have to say false. False.
Not supported.
Not supported.
By the data.
By the data tells me, and yet no correct. And yet 1 million. When presented with this data, the Minister of Government Communication, Felix, offered a different explanation. And this is what he argued, that the figures were derived from comparing average employment level. He said we need to see the full gamut of data to exploit the figures, and we do have the full gamut of data. Indeed, the average job creation, or the average number of people in employment as at the end of 2024 was 14.2 million. The average number of people in employment between quarter 1 and quarter 2 was 15.3 million. So if by simple analysis you get 1.2, that is a difference. So that is where the figures emanated from. And this is from Ghana Statistics Service. Again, when he mentioned this, official data tells a different story. Now, the average employment level for 2024 was 12.29 million, not 14.2 million. That's the average employment level. I'll go to the screen and I'll put the data there. The average employment for the first 3 quarters of 2025 was 13.3 million, not 15.3 million. So the question you ask yourself is, why na the difference between these averages is approximately 1.01 million. Whilst the figure aligns with the President 1 million claim, using the average to imply that 1 million people found jobs within a specific period is misleading. The average compare levels, not flows. The correct measure of how many people actually found employment between quarter 1 and quarter 3 of 2025 is the net increase over that period. And that figure is 690,000, not 1 million or 1.2 million. Verdict. Should I pass the verdict? I should pass.
But if it is 690,000,
because if you do the comparison, and from the different explanation that was given by the government spokesperson, and you look at the data from the Ghana Statistics Service, you don't pick the net. You get it? Now, if you go and pick the net, then you will say over 1 million. But if you do the comparison analysis and then you don't pick on the net, but the net is not, because people dropped. At a point, over 20,000 also dropped. In almost all the things, some are just short period jobs. Then afterwards, they go back to unemployment.
No, I want to understand.
Okay.
When you say drop, is it in drop in numbers or drop in employment?
Drop in employment, because the numbers will drop. Now, let me give you.
So I thought
Let me give you a scenario. In the second quarter of 2025, the employment increased by another 350 in the third quarter, but the employment declined.
So okay, so if they say increase by 350,000, so increase by means that there was a number.
Let me give you the scenarios. Quarter 1, unemployment was 1.92. Okay.
Unemployment or employment?
Unemployment.
Okay.
The employment was 13.09.
13.09.
13.09. That is a number of persons in millions. 13.09 in quarter 1.
That are employed or not employed.
That were employed. That's labor force of persons 15 years and older, okay, employed. That is in quarter one. 13, if you add the average accumulated from 2024, you get 13.09.
No, I want to understand the 13.09. Is it rate or this is absolute number?
That's the absolute number. The first quarter of 2020 rose to 13.9. 13.9. You get it?
Because if it is 13, if it is absolute number, then you're looking at number 13 here. It means 13 people.
No. The data is giving us that 13.9 million had employment. Okay. Now, if you look at the data,
13.9 million people were employed.
Yes. If you look at the data, the labor force survey shows that the fourth quarter of 2024, we had 12.73 million people, Ghanaians were employed. Now,
as at December 2024. Okay.
12.73 million.
Okay.
Now, the 12.73 million in the first quarter of 2025, the employment rose from the 12.73 million to 13.09.
Okay.
Then it increased further again to 13.44 million in the second quarter.
In Q2, we had
13.44. The first quarter was 13.09.
Okay.
From 12.73. We went to 13.09. It increased again to 13.42. But during the marginal, it began to dip again. People begin to lose the job because some jobs are short-term. Okay? Short-term workforce. Let's say some construction, so they employ, and then the people have to deploy. Then it reduced from the 13.44 to 13.42 in the third quarter.
So Q3, we had a reduction
of 13.42.
So now it was 13.42.
In Q3. So a simple calculation provides clarity. Now, when you compare the quarter four of 2024, it means that the employment increased by 360,000 in the first quarter of 2025. If you want to look at the figures, that is 12.73, 350 will give you the 13.09. Then in the second quarter of 2025, it increased again by 350,000 again. Okay. Then in the third quarter, it declined by 20,000.
Yes.
Now, if you add the gains from the first quarter of 2025, it gives you a total of 710,000 additional
jobs,
employed persons.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if one factors in the third quarter, the net increase across the three quarters minus, some 20,000 has declined, you get 690,000, not 1 million.
690.
You get 690,000. Now, in either case, the number does not reach 1 million. Okay. The president claimed that over 1 million. So now, if you look at the comparison analysis, it means that it was 390.
Yeah.
Now, people who found employment between quarter one and quarter three of 2025.
Yeah.
So therefore, the figure that was given to him was not right.
It was not right.
Now, if you come to listen to Felix also offered a different explanation. And he argued that the figures were derived from comparing average employment levels. And he said, we need to see the full gamut of data. The figures, we do have the full gamut of data. Indeed, the average job creation or the average number of people in employment as at the end of 2024. So,
as at the end of
2024
was
14.2 million, according to Felix.
But what was he what data was he looking at?
I don't
Because okay, so the figures you just gave, from which Ghana Statistical Service,
the Ghana Statistical, the labor survey.
Okay, so I think I will go by that, and they gave us the 12.73 million as at the end of 2024.
Then
and
we have some increase of 350,000. Another 350,000.
And they declined.
Now, when you do the substitution, it's not 1 million, it's 690,000.
Okay. And Felix is saying, so where was he getting his data?
Where he's gotten.
Mr. L, I don't think you even need to go on. Look, we should not. I have said this here again, that one of the most sensitive parts of our being as a people is employment.
Yeah. So
job creation.
The moment he mentioned that, if you watch it, and it's like a lot of people are like, where were the jobs? You understand? Because there are some jobs that are menial jobs.
Yeah.
They come and go.
They come and go. Yeah.
Right? So you can't hold on to that.
Yeah.
So now if you say 1 million, what I gave you from the labor survey, it means that we've not gotten to even 700,000. We got 710 and it dropped to 690.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's work with that data. I believe that, look, if we are truthful to ourselves, sometimes, I don't know whether somebody wants to please whoever gave him the position or whatever, or maybe we don't do the permutation well.
I don't know the data he is referring to, but
yeah, because
I am really not. When Akufo-Addo was in power and they were playing politics, this person will come and say they created 2 million. This person, different figures being quoted.
You know, I was one person. I remember vividly. There was a section. I was part of the section, and I walked to then finance minister, and I asked him a simple question: why don't we add data to everything we are doing? Then we will know exactly. This is what we are going, and this is where we've gotten to.
Yeah.
This is a quantum of money that was earmarked for this. And this is how much we have used. If we did not use it and we used it for something different, the data should tell us where tangibly we can see what has been done.
Yeah.
Look, and instead we will get there. But you see, I like Ghana Statistics Service. They have data. Like somebody like Musa Dankwa. Give us the data.
Yeah.
Let's work with the data.
Yeah.
There might be plus or minuses, but it shouldn't be that huge.
Yeah.
Plus or minuses, it shouldn't be that huge. So now if we try to justify everything and make it look like, because the grassroots of the NDC are also crying for jobs. you get my point. Now, if you look at it,
Mr. It's not. This is not even about the grassroots of the NDC.
No,
we are all Ghanaians.
Everybody's looking for.
And we are all crying for jobs for the teaming people. So it's not the NDC. They are not any better than the ordinary Ghanaian, except that. And it's not. It is not only the NDC that brought the government into power.
I mean, there are people within the line who don't belong to any of these parties.
And they brought the government into power. So they also deserve equal. If you are trying to create egalitarian community, let's create a community where every person has a chance of winning, of enjoying from the national cake. Equal chance. Not because somebody is green, then that person has more chance than
left, right, or center right.
Look, let's create a system where the qualified is employed. Not just then Bernard, let me not even sit here. Let me go and follow one politician and campaign for him. Once the person comes, then I'm employed.
That is the scenarios we have created.
And it's not right.
And I keep telling politicians and political parties that, look, if I follow a party, okay, and I believe that I don't have that qualification, you know what I will do to the party? Once you're in power, school me.
Exactly, and to be fair to both parties, they are doing so well. Look, I have folks across both political parties, some of which have gone to law school, some are doing. Yes, that's for that. Once the person is qualified, look, if the person is qualified as an employed, fair enough. But when you pick people just because of their political affiliation into, that is where we have a lot of incompetence. At various places of employment, you can see that this person is not qualified. Look, Mr. L, some of the people in government, we were in school with them. Look, some of them, they were my mates. I don't want to mention names. They were not better than us academically. We were in school with them in the University of Ghana. Some of us were classmates. We were in school.
You want to mention that?
But I won't mention it. They were not better than us in any way. They were not better.
Over the weekend, I saw some messages in my mail, and you know why? Then one person passed a comment. You see, idea. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I mean,
it's the last thing I will do. I mean, what? When you're there, some make us saying, what will I gain from doing that? The point is that if you get position after that time and you couldn't help any school, even one person.
Yeah.
Now, we are able to support people to go to school and put them in the level. And some of them, put them in certain levels, and when they finish, you even finish giving them jobs. So
yeah.
You even find jobs for them, and they don't even know you again.
Yeah.
And we don't cry over it. But you got a key government position, a position that you could even help your constituency. Why yet? What if you have been having a why? Oh, I could have. You could. It's a shame for you to call me and say this. But for me, if you do the wrong thing, I will say it. I won't justify it. Because when the president, I was sitting in the studio here and I was listening and taking notes. That was where I was able to give it as 7 key takeaways I picked from what he said. Now, I went to check on this research. So no, this figure
cannot be accurate.
And lo and behold, it shows that it wasn't accurate. So whoever gave him that figure didn't do him good.
Let's not. I'll urge the NDC. We are watching. Let them not repeat some of the things that the NPP said and did, which angered Ghanaians. Ignatius Bafwe will give us one figure. Ken Oforiatta will give you another figure. This person will come and give you different figures of the number of people who were employed. Yet it was during that era that I realized that the more jobs that were created, the bigger the unemployment figure. So they will say we've created 2 million jobs. The next day, the number of people who were unemployed had gone up. There was an inverse correlation between job creation and the rate of,
and that is Ghana for you.
I mean, it didn't make any sense.
0.5.
And I don't think this. At least they should learn something. They shouldn't repeat. Ghanaians, and look, if you are creating jobs, you don't even have to come and tell us. It will reflect as we speak. Nurses have been home. I'm informed that right from 2021, nurses that graduated in 2021,
2020 batch.
So they are home. Teacher trainees, 2023 batch, 2024 batch, they are home. We have other professors, healthcare that are home. So where are the jobs? Which area? So then if you want to do us some good, give us breakdown. Or maybe in this sector, in this sector, in this sector. Okay, so they created, according to this statistics, they created about 690,000 jobs, right? So what is the impact of this in the rate of unemployment? Has the number decreased because of this number of people have found jobs, or it is increasing? We need to probe. I mean, you don't come out and give me just a figure. Meanwhile, day in, day out, I have folks who completed school with me 2018 and they are still home.
They are still home. And people call you now and then, I need a job. Can you help me get a job? Can you do this? Can you do that? You see, so I think we should be serious as a nation going forward.
We should, Mr. L. We should.
If we are not serious with me, I like data and I love to pitch things against data.
Yeah.
And for me to be able to tell you exactly what you're doing, whether it is right or not, I'll tell you in the face. Because to me now not for
yeah.
No. We should go far. Ghana, we've come a long
way. Yeah.
We were a trivia. I mean, I always see them trivia. Look, we shouldn't defend something. So figure now with the man wrong. Let's move on from there. It's very simple. Everybody makes mistake.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, man, the wrong figure. No, I can't enter. You just go on."
To be fair, the government is doing well,
yes,
and we have sat here to commend the government on several cases. Let's talk about it. Yes, you are doing well. You know, the economy is doing good. We are seeing some signs. inflation has been down for a while now, and which means that the price of goods, the rate at which the price of goods are increasing, is very low.
Very low.
You know, as compared to the past. And we like that the CD is stable.
The CD is stable.
But in terms of employment, I haven't seen much being done.
Nothing.
And I need to say it because I still have nurses at home. We are so, Mr. L, sometimes I ask myself, 2021 for of you, you said 2024 of you, 2021 for of you, 2022 for of you, 2023, 2024, 2025, about
2026.
So what is the plan? What is the plan? What is the government doing? We are educating more nurses. More people are going to school. What is the plan for the graduates?
This is where I come to the level. What are our needs as a nation? You get a point. What is our need? What is our plan? Is it just the rhetoric that we always do? We're doing A, B, C, D. Or it's going to be like, okay, we have a plan that from this year to this year, these are the number of people we need to be on this field, on that field. So we do targeted education.
Targeted education. That is what we don't do.
Great.
No, we don't. That is why I laughed when I read that the Zambians. What are they copying? What are they learning from us?
I don't know.
What are they learning from? Which sector? Maybe basic is not doing what it is now that Honorable Haruna wants to resource the basic education, because that is really the foundation. We have neglected the basic education in the past 8 years. All the attention was on free senior high school, and even the free senior high school, the secondary education, I think in my estimation, is the worst. So if you look at the quality of people going to university now, it has decreased. Meanwhile, the attention was all on secondary education, nothing to write home about. So what are the Zambians learning?
We've destroyed the foundation of our education, which was at the grassroots level. That is why I love the late Nana Konadu Rollins, the FQ. Okay, free compulsory education for any school, a child that is supposed to be in school. Now we need to get the foundations right. If we don't get the foundations right, trust me, in the building will not stand that. We're not.
No.
I mean, the test of time will destroy the building.
Oh, Mr.
That is exactly what we do.
Our foundation is
we have politicized that sector so much.
Yeah.
Look, I know, and I can tell you for a truth that look, at tenure, before you go to the JHS, you need to write an exam.
Yeah.
So there are 2 streams. When you pass that exam, you go to the JHS and do 3 years. Okay? Now that 3 years, you write another exam. That exam mandates you, either you go to secondary school, Form 3, or you go to Form 1. When you go to Form 1, it means you're going to do 6 years. If you go to Form 3, it means you're going to do 4 years. In the sense that you go to the Form 3, the Form 4, the Form 5, then you do the lower and upper, so 5 years. So by the time you're coming out, you are well groomed. Unlike now, the policy is not a bad policy. The implementation is the way we're going about it. Our education is becoming chew and poor. It doesn't add skill.
It doesn't ask
So the skill gap is very huge.
It doesn't prepare you.
It doesn't
You just
prepare
go through the system.
So people have to chew, go and pour, pass and go, and then we get problems at the end.
Yeah.
No, people can't even take minutes.
Yeah.
People can't even write scripts.
They can't write scripts. They can't write a report. Common memo.
They can't do anything for you. So you ask yourself, what sort of a generation are we churning out?
And we will be competing with.
They are competing with the rest of the world.
Chinese. The Danes.
Look, do you know something I saw in India? Let me show you. You sit in a train. By the time you sit in a train, you see the school kids. They pull their tablets. They are studying on the train.
On the train.
Before they get home. Now, basic education, nobody doesn't know IT.
Yeah.
I mean, something to turn you around.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the idea is get IT into because the e-governance and stuff is coming in. What are we doing about it? We churn out people, we let them go. Then they go to the outside and they're doing so.
There are even schools.
And I was asking that. I always use Philippines as an example. They don't have ships that docks. But they lure ships to come and dock at their port. But they don't have ships. So let's say if you have Bernard vessel or the shipping line, you dock at their port. But make sure 70%, 80% of the workers are from Philippines. So what they do is that they train the sailors, they train the engineers, they train the cooks, and they supply them onto the ships that will dock.
Human resource.
So can't we also do same that we open our system? Cuba did it with their doctors.
Yeah.
And Cuba was giving us doctors.
Yeah.
We were paying hard currency for it.
Yeah.
Can't we do same? Now recently I saw some 124 Ghanaians being sent to Barbados and also some other
124.
120.
So that is just like
Massa.
something
They're
little.
0.1%.
The number of nurses, trained nurses that are home.
Let me show
Sending 120 to Barbados is not the solution.
I can mention some nursing training school. There's one nursing training school in Ghana. Nursing Kromasaki head no. I can't asake no because recruit or my admission. Their number is the biggest and the largest in the country of all nursing training schools. All sort of courses in our home. And the number of people that school alone sends out. Now, multiply that across the 16 regions.
The number of nursing schools. We have private ones as well. So what is the plan?
We have people doing the degree nursing.
We have people in the universities.
You have all the
almost UCC is doing it. Central University is doing. University of Ghana
is doing it.
We have UHAS is doing it.
All doing
KUST.
it. Then you go to the Volta region.
Yeah.
You have the Allied Sciences.
Allied Sciences.
They also have it there.
And all these are nurses. So Mr. L, what is the plan for these people?
We don't have any plan. That is what something I look at this and say, it's like we are joking with human life. We build human capacity of people and we don't use them. At the end of the day, we sit here and then we talk, and then we do the politics for the day. And for me, it is neither here nor there. Employment, honestly speaking, from the data I've gathered, from the data we've shared with you, and yet over 1 million.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
What did film not be count? What did film if 2020? What did film not be count? Employment, to me, they account SS90.
We need to be serious with job creation.
Yeah.
And like you use the term, I can't remember, like tailored education.
It should be tailored education to industry.
It's not just about our young people are going to school, they are completing. So I asked the question, we have a number of nurses at home. We have not been able to employ them. So that you see some of these things, that's why you emphasize the need for data.
That's it.
How many nurses retire every year?
Every year. So we
how many do we need to fill? How many hospitals are we building?
The point is that we don't have a game plan for the older in our society. So the oldest wouldn't want to leave the space.
The older wouldn't want to leave the space. They are finding ways. Some are changing their birth dates and stuff just to stay in the system because social security. So you see, data. How many people? How many nurses retire each year? I can tell you, Mr. L, that we are producing more nurses a year than those who retire. We are producing more nurses than, except someone tells me that we need more nurses, but we don't have the facilities, which is also another issue on its own. But how many can we employ in a year?
The point is, that's why I say we should be deliberate and we should know our target. Where do we want to go? Now, if we want to give the breast of health care to our people, what are the basic things? How do we train people to handle the basic things? Now go to the EMT, the emergency medical the ambulance section. How many people have we trained that the ambulance will be retrofitted with equipment that can give first aid? Other than that, we will not be losing people like the emissaries. Okay, that they can do give basic care in the ambulances. So if we feel that, look, we need to send some of our anesthetics to go there, those who knows how to do good injections and take care of stuff. And we need to bring people, so you pick know-hows and put them as part of the ambulance service, and make sure we equip the ambulance with every equipment that needs to be in the ambulance for a first aid. So by the time they pick the person and by the time they get to the hospital, they have been able to stabilize the person. rather than we carry, nothing is done. Fin, 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 fin. We get the no bed. This no bed, like, I wasn't excited with the deputy health minister, Dr. Ayen, so pardon me for that. With what he was saying, it has happened. So what have been done?
What have been done?
For me, what has been done?
Yeah.
If it has happened in the past, so it should happen now.
It should happen again.
So are you saying
it means you are not learning?
It's nothing for us to talk about.
It is not new, so we should not talk about it. It means you are not learning. Yes, we don't expect the NDC to fix all the challenges in a year.
We should be able to find out what are the bases. So how can 3 public hospitals at the same time, in the same day, tell us all the hospitals are full? What are you talking about?
And they could, so if there are no beds,
it's just for me at a point. I saw it as a deliberate not to attend to emergencies. You know, that's the way I saw it. That maybe they don't want to attend to emergencies, or there's something they know we don't know. And they are not telling us. But how can 3 major government facilities tell us there's no bed? Oh no. No. It's I just can't take that. And up to now, I keep thinking about it. How do we accept that to be a norm? Because it has happened in one administration, so it should happen. It's wrong. It's neither here nor there. So pardon me, Deputy, I admire you, but I don't quite what kind of law of parliament. We will fix it. We have to bypass the level. We will fix it. We are training this. Whereas we know we are not doing it. Now come and tell us, how many doctors, how many nurses, how many paramedics have we trained since we came to handle emergencies? No. So somebody, if I'm dying, I need to mention, my name is, I work with you before you attend to me. Must it be so? No. It's not the time that somebody is going to hospital now, Bernard Abefro, my wife is going to give birth, so pray with me. How?
Because there are systems.
Systems should work. Because the system there work. When you hit against the system will deal with you. Say I got to now overstay our visas. Oh, the system will deal with you. One them cross on them police can know you must show power. Obviously, a show.
Rana, you running away, nobody told you.
But if you know that your documents are genuine, you see what I mean? But what you must say, you must stay with and bro. To quite be a elbow. Nyakanko baby fee, but from the corner in Nico. Now, what you know, we are selling $50, £50. Now, say, you don't know the wind way they blow people down here. Go to Ukraine. It means so as one say, who shade that. This is now here on way. We visit the brow and also they are calling them. And you also fireman don't find yet. Or the Bible boot you. Was on to me compressor. Now, find yet Ushia ending. So I think as a nation, we should be deliberate. We should be, very straightforward. Tailor our industrial needs. Because look, I've seen and I've witnessed, by the time school is coming on the recess, the companies will write to the schools. We need this number of people for intention. This year, you need to even beg for intention. This year, so what have gone wrong? I didn't want any as a nation. What is wrong? How did we get here? Why? Ghana, we were not this way. It's an exciting. Bro, look, it's an exciting to hear the Ghana Publishing Company is coming to the school when school reopens. All your books and textbooks are released. Everybody has it. Oh, you know, then there's a also the bibliophiles and wash. But what is happening now? You need to buy everything you need to buy. We don't get companies to go and pack. That is where I had a chance to see that tobacco company in Tema, to work there, to work in GTP, ATL, Valco, get some experience from all those places. Electricity Company of Ghana. So, Obisa who say, what hit us. And our politics because even our politics is not human rights centered.
Yeah.
It's just a voting centered. The human rights aspect of our democracy have not been unnected. We've not unnected that area. And that is a problem for me. That we need to take a second look going forward. We're going for a break. When we come, remember the numbers on your screen. You can send us a message and react to some of the conversation we've had. You can share your thoughts with us. 053-715-8638. Hey, I'm passing Abaya. I mentioned Coco.
Maybe they were expecting that the president would have said we are reversing the. But that was.
I never forget embassy. You so near a dear man, not my worry is we are not dealing with people who are destroying our water bodies. We are rather looking for $35 million to do a piloting to what? To clean our rivers. Yeah, Papa.
No. So we are cleaning and they are polluting.
Yeah, Papa. How? $35 million to work on our rivers. Just one brim.
Yeah.
The others have not come. That 35 million and to mean creating something for others to get something to do. And to mean for my farmers, what do you call the sugar cane for the white elephant, the sugar factory. Oh gosh.
We need to plan. We really need planning. And the Ghana Statistical Service needs to do more than just giving us some of these reports. The Ghana Statistical Service, the National Development Planning Commission, and even our research centers in the universities, they need to be giving us more than some of these things. We need to know the way forward. That's why one of the things I would credit the government for is the way forward. The policies they are announcing, which will bring about shifts in how we have been doing. Because, Mr. L, I am really thinking about this next thing. You know, one report I have cited suggests that about 8,000 nurses in 2025 alone left the country to go and work in other countries. 8,000. That is if that report is right.
No.
8,000.
It's right.
So 8,000 people are leaving. 8,000 nurses that you have trained. Remember, we give these nurses allowances. We train them. The government spends on them. So we are training them and they are leaving. And the unfortunate thing is that it is your most qualified who will leave. Because it's not that easy. You have to take exams. They look at your experience and all of that. Before the UKs, the Canadas, the Australians, you know, the Eastern European countries.
You know the interesting thing, when you enter, no matter how good you are, you need to be schooled again.
Yeah.
You need to pass exam to get a license
to practice. Yes.
So sometimes when we say there's a regime says, okay, there should be a license to qualify you to work. I say, oh, because of politics. No. Company license. As I look at us,
yeah.
Are we
serious?
Serious with everything we do?
Are we serious?
Well, we have on the line your man, or being Foster, or being the tax expert. Mr. Otting, good morning. Hello, Foster. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my dear brother.
How are you doing?
I'm blessed, and you?
Grace has found us here in a forgotten country. This morning, we want to welcome you to the Ghana month. Yeah, the Ghana month.
Thank you.
Our heritage month, and we want to just before we dive into the conversation this morning, I just want you to give us a brief. Since you are a tax expert, looking at the economy and what the president said in the State of the Nation's address, in a minute, how would you describe the presentation by the president in terms of our economy?
Well, thank you very much. I think it's a normal presentation, and whatever the president says concerning the economy, it's not something new. It is something every Ghanaian is aware of. And not just being aware of. Every Ghanaian, all Ghanaians are experiencing what he said. In terms of the inflation, in terms of the exchange rate, in terms of the policy rate, and all the economic indicators, we are all aware. There is part of it. So what he said is not something new. It's something that everybody is aware so far as the economy, the nation is concerned. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Now we want to go into our topic for discussion this morning, and that has to do with Ghana's economic recovery, assessing progress and challenges in the President 2026 State of the Nation's address. If you look at the economic recovery, as the President said, assessing the progress and challenges in the State of the Nation's address, what would you say?
Yes. For now, I would say the government are really done well. Because when we reflect back in 2022, 2023, 2024, down to the NDC government taking over, when you look at the economic indicators, and you look at how volatility the city is, and how unstable the economy looks like, compared to after the tenure of the NDC, people with economic background will know that indeed the government has really done well. In fact, only on the debt to our GDP, when we look at the bilateral agreements on our loan repayment, I was always saying that, and I was thinking prior to the NDC government taking over that, if NDC government do not put things right, we are going to inherit, and then the economy will be worse than we came to meet it. Because all the loan repayments, most of the loan repayments were scheduled after 2024. New part of the loan repayments were still during those times. So on the issue of our debt to GDP, our stance were not good. Looking at the inflation, the exchange rate, the policy rate, and all the economic indicators from the time the NDC government took over, all these indicators have shown a positive sign. And if they talk about the Ghana Gold, the Gold Board, and then the Gold Board initiative, I believe it's one of the good things that the NDC government implemented that has also brought us this far. Because previously, government were buying gold, and government were selling gold, and we were earning foreign reserves from the sale of the gold. But under the NDC era, with the gold policy, that every gold in Ghana that any company gets, they are supposed to sell 20% of that gold to the state. So it means that whether you like it or not, whether it is you are happy or you are not happy, whether it is part of your plans or not, any gold that you produce, government is buying 20%. They will buy it in Ghana City and they will resell it and bring foreign reserves. And I believe this is one of the big initiatives that the NDC government brought up were very good. However, the government still has a lot to do so far as the economy is concerned. When you look at our society has been a society that we have stopped from the gold side. Our society has been the society that we have stopped from the gold side. And then all the remittances. So the issue is that if there are actions in this area, as everything in the cocoa sector, things have turned around badly in the cocoa sector. So in the event that things turn around badly in the coal sector, what will be the stand of this country as a whole? And therefore the government is doing well, economic indicators are improving, and the core work that the government is supposed to focus is to industrialize the state, to ensure that we are changing the forms of this state. We have something like cocoa, whether we are not having enough industries to process our cocoa, to finance goods. We have cashew, but we are not having enough factories to work on it. So that is the economic indicators are good. We are getting the good results of it. However, if we want to have a stronger foundation, if we want to have the fundamentals right, we need not to dwell on the sources that comes from external influences, like we are seeing in the gold sector, but we should dwell on sources that we comes from internal sources that we have a control. That will give us the economic leverage that we expect as a country. But what I'm saying is that yes, the government has done well. Nobody, even the international communities, they even marvel how we have been able to, within short period of time, change the fortunes of this country. Everybody sees that the President Mahama administration, they are so forcing led finance ministry and then the Bank of Ghana, and they say they have really done well. And if there is any grace that we need to give them in terms of the economy, we are supposed to give them a very good job. However, our fundamentals are still weaker. They are still weak because we still expect that a lot is seen from them. As you speak now, what has happened to the industrialization drive that we are looking at? What has happened to the Commander Sugar Factory? Are we still not importing sugar? Government has come up with agriculture is one of the ways that we can transform the economy. And what we are seeing is that the government says that we are supposed to reduce the importation of frozen chicken. The government has been on the seat for over 1 year now. What has the government done that we are reducing? At what percentage of the importation of the frozen chicken have we reduced it? All these things are economic indicators that, yes, you were expecting that the government on power after 2025 know that we are importing over 95% of foreign products from outside. So within 1 year of the ABC's administration, what have they done? Have they been able to reduce the importation of the frozen chicken as it used to be from 1 year time? Or is it that we are giving some households the coupon integrated, so that is all? That the coupon integrated, the best when they are mature within 3 months, 3 weeks, they are supposed to finish consuming it. So my policies, my issues on the economic fact issue that we are discussing is that we are talking successes. And the sustainability of the successes, it depends on the fundamentals of the economy, a good prudent measure that we are putting in place. If we are not doing this, then any shock that is likely to come from outside, like we are experiencing in the cocoa sector, if it happens in the gold sector, if it happens from remittances, then it means that Ghana things will turn around and will not be experiencing the joy, the successes we are having. For now, I would say the government have done well. But I think the government still lacks certain things. I think certain targets that we expect the government to have achieved as a date, these targets still have not been met. And these targets, when met, will give us a very strong economic fundamental. That will help us to stand the shocks that are likely to come from any external forces as we are experiencing Iraq and then Iraq wars and others as they are started. Let's see what will happen to the prices of the fuel and others.
Yeah,
so on the economic stand, the government have done well. When look at the state of the nation address, the things the president talk about, they've done well. Looking at the policies they have put in place. And one thing I also want to talk about is there is a difference between what we are saying we will do vis-a-vis what has been done. And that is one thing I believe the NDC government must also look at it. Because the other year, day in, day out, people will come out with fine policies when it comes to write-up, when it comes to presentations. Ghana, we are best. But to ensure that the write-ups and presentations are fully implemented has been our challenges. There have been successes of budget that have been read by various governments They put out various names, very nice names in the budget, but what happened at the implementation stage? There are a lot of examples we can talk about. Look at the Palugu Dam situation. They gave us a very nice story of how the dam is supposed to be, the employment is supposed to create, and all these things. But the sad aspect is that full payments were made. However, we cannot boast of the dam. The benefits of it are not realized. There are a lot of these events happening to the extent that Ghana as a fertile land, Ghana we have a fertile land. We are not even ashamed that we have to go to a desert to go and look for fresh tomatoes for our citizens to get food to eat. With all this fertile land that we have here, we have to go to Mali and go and import onion for our people to get something. So these are issues that if we really want the economy to be on the very strong grounds, with all the successes we are talking, if we don't look at these issues I'm mentioning and we put our house in order, the longevity of these successes may be short. And the God that the success that we are experiencing may not stand the test of time when the hard times come. So the NDC government is doing well. They have done a lot, and so far they have been a great government. I applaud them. They are on the track. They are doing well. But I'm telling you, my brother, there is still a lot that NDC government is supposed to do to change the narratives of the economy. And I'm telling leadership, as we speak, and that's one thing I say, as we speak now, I was dealing with the view that let's take agriculture. The agriculture minister, before he took over, he thought a lot about how he's going to transform the economy through agriculture. He talked a lot about how they are going to change the poultry industry. And they talk a lot about we importing 95% of our poultry products, and we are spending over $400 million to go and import them. So the question is, within the first year of this administration, what were the targets in terms of reduction of poultry products? At the end of the first year, what have they achieved in terms of reduction of the importation? Because when you reduce the importation, you reduce the foreign capital, that's dollars and others that you need to go and import. So these targets, when they target set for them in terms of these economic indicators that we want to achieve, and whether at the end of the year, whether they were able to put in place plans that they have even, what have they achieved in terms of these economic indicators they set up. So these are areas, I've talked about just one area. There are a lot of sectors, there are a lot of ministries. So our business are targets that we expect that going forward, the government to have these targets to monitor to see whether they are achieving the target. If they are not, what are the measures that they are supposed to put in place so that these targets are met? These are realistic policies, and these are what we think that the government has to do so that we will continue to enjoy the good economy we are seeing. If not, my brother, we are enjoying today, but the sustainability of this enjoyment, any external shock that may come from external pressure will cut away and derail these economic successes that we have enjoyed. So far, the NDC government have done well. In all the other sectors, they are doing their best. They are changing narrative, they are changing issues on the support of the economy. But one thing the president also did not talk about, he talked about in his VAT presentation as a tax consultant, is something I have to question that. He talked about reducing the VAT from 21.9 to 20%. That is the standard rate. But there is also another issue that people are also talking about. There were 4%. There were people on the VAT flat rate, and the VAT flat rate they were charging 4%. As you speak now, those who were charging 4%, but they are also now to charge VAT at 20%. So that is why we are hearing a lot of noise about the abortion issues. But in his VAT presentation on tax issues, he talked about others, but this one was also left out. It was also part of it. And that is what we are also experiencing recently about a whole lot of Kula Balu from the Abosuoka and then the other people who are into other sectors that have been affected by the increase of the abolition of the 4% VAT rate, and to that, and now everybody is on the same standard tax issue. So these are clearly issues I want to bring to bear so far as the state of the nation address is concerned. In general conclusion, the NDC government, in terms of the economic management, in terms of the economic, they have really done well. They have really done well. However, the few things I think that if they are able to improve upon are the areas that I mentioned, what we expect them to do, so that if they are able to do this, our economic stance will look more better than as we see today. And then if they are able to do it, it will give us the edge to stand the eternal shock that will come in the near future, as we are currently is happening in Iraq. The Israel war that we have from our former access as issue and to this great issue. So far, so good. Our boss, NBC government, and the leadership of President Mahama.
Well, so Foster Oting Amwako is a CMCTG and also is a tax consultant, and they believe that government is doing. But you know, critics have also argued that whilst macroeconomic indicators are improving, the recovery remains austerity heavy on Ghanaians. What can you say about this? Well, I'm saying that when you listen to critics, they argue that the macroeconomic indicators are improving. Like you just said, the recovery remains austerity heavy on the Ghanaian people.
Is that the economy is improving and what are you talking about the Ghanaian people?
Yes, the recovery remains austerity heavy on the Ghanaian people.
Yes, the Ghanaian people also have a role to play. I don't know whether I'm getting it right, but I know the Ghanaian people also have a lot of role to play. So far as the economic recovery improving is concerned. Last week, I granted an interview to somebody. I was speaking to some people, and I told them the people in that area are complaining that they are not buying their maize, and they are selling a bag of maize for 300 Ghana cedis, and you will get about 120 to 150 kilograms. 320 cedis. However, this same bag, some years back, was sold for 1,400 Ghana cedis. Over 200% reduction. But the sad aspect is, they came here that we were buying it at 10 cedis. They still remain 10 cedis.
Yeah, so the average Ghanaian is still feeling the blunt of it, irrespective of the economic gains. The indicators are improving, but the recovery remains very heavy on the average Ghanaian.
Yeah. So sometimes we can't blame the government alone for this economic boost. And the statistical definition are given. So why can't we, if we are not reducing the price, why can't we adjust it to at least match up with it? So sometimes clearly it is right, but we as Ghanaians, the way we are doing our thing is the reason for these things. Not the price of those that you buy on the street. The price of goods, because the ordinary people, that's what they eat. They buy meat, they buy these things. Go to restaurant, you buy some food, you buy this food, local food items. Irrespective of reduction in the product, you still maintain their pricing as it used to be. Have you gone to a restaurant in Accra that now the prices of our other products have reduced, and they have reduced the cost of their food, especially the restaurants and all the other. You don't do these things. There are buffer periods that things go right, and actually it doesn't reflect in some of the areas and some of the sectors. So this is what we as Ghanaians, we all want the betterment of the economy. The government is doing its part, but certain times we also have a role that we are also not doing it as it is. However, at certain points we are experiencing the successes in the economic recovery. While we see, because we are using vehicles and others, go down the fuel price to buy, all these things, you could record that they are reducing. So certain aspect of it, the ordinary Ghanaian is still in the economic recovery. Other aspect of it, because of the way our system is, because of the way we are ourselves handling some things, we members, even though the recovery is there, but some people don't feel the recovery. Because how do you tell somebody who goes to buy food? There are people who doesn't cook. They always have to go and buy. If they fail, and you are talking about economic recovery, things are down. How will the person see? If you go there to buy and they still sold at the same price. If you go to supermarket, those things that we are experiencing, if the dollar is falling, you go to the supermarket and the prices of the things are still the same as you used to be. If fuel prices are falling, you go to big transportation, the prices still remain as it is. How will it? This is the reason why sometimes people are saying that this economic recovery we're talking about is in the books, but it doesn't reflect on realities. But as we speak, some we are seeing it. Others, because of the way we are doing our things, that's how we are not feeling it. So it be taught on all Ghanaians, all citizens, that if we want successes, if we want to enjoy, it is a responsibility of not only the president and his ministers, but it is a responsibility bestowed on each and every Ghanaian that we have to do our part, because economic recovery, it is what we all have to we all need to contribute to a stronger economic recovery. Not only the president, not only the ministries and then the agencies, but we as Ghanaians, especially those in the informal sector. Our conduct, our attitude also have a lot of effect and also contribute to this economic recovery we are all envisaging and discussing about. Thank you.
Okay, so before I bring my final set of questions and also recap some of the things and allow you to give some summary entry, let me go to Bernard, who is here with me. Bernard said he has some one or two things to ask you before I can wrap it up.
Yes, Mr. Tin, thank you for joining us. I have two very interesting questions to ask. The first one is about remittances. You remember the president announced that remittances have gone up when he delivered the State of the Nation address to a historic $7.8 billion in 2025. But in the same year, somewhere in July, the BOG governor, Johnson Esiama, mentioned that remittances have declined briefly, attributing it to the strong cedi. Now, I am here wondering, for diasporas abroad, they will send money more when the cedi is not doing too good, so that when they change, they will have more cedis, right? But here lies the case that in the year when we have seen a strong cedi, remittances increased to 7.8 billion. What do you think may be accounting for this? Why would people be sending money even when the cedi is doing so well against the dollar?
Why would people send money if the cedi is doing well against the dollar?
Yeah.
Yes. The people who are sending money, most of them are Ghanaian.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are Ghanaian. So when they go there, you get money, you have to bring their money home. And you see, money remittances come in due to your economic situations. If there is stability in your economy, remittances increase. Yes. Because the issue that you take it yourself, assuming you stay outside, and you hear that there are no peace in Ghana, things are not going on well. If you want to put up building structure, will you bring the money?
Yeah, I got it.
So what makes remittances increase is the economic stability that makes remittances increase. Now people do want to do business, but if there is no economic stability, there is volatility, and you are not sure there are going to be a return for money for your investment because the system is not clear. So people want to send money at the point that they think that when the money goes, the economy is stable. That is one thing. So all these are factors that people, it is not only because your currency. There are a lot of factors that people consider before investing or remitting money to an area. So these are issues that we want to talk about.
So
before joining, let me relate it to what I heard before joining. I'm hearing, before I heard people were talking about nurses and others. That our people are going out.
Oh, yeah.
It is high time if our government put things right. So, my brother, let me tell you, we have about 4 badges of nurses who are completed school in their home.
absolutely, yeah.
So what is the problem that we have? Are they not trained? It is time because as these people go, they bring remittances home.
Yeah.
They bring remittances. They come to build. They come to support their family. They bring foreign exchange. And this money they brought, it's a foreign money. And you convert it and make it steady. So the strength of the city is also based on stronger remittances. So whatever we need to do, yes, because as people are remitting, what are the money they bring? Is it not foreign currency?
Yeah.
They will bring dollars, they will bring pounds, they will bring yen, they will bring others. And as you get more dollar, we reduce the burden and it helps us in terms of demand and supply. So we need more foreign reserves. And as these people are also coming, they bring money. So to me, I would think that this government cannot produce now. We have about 4 badges of nurses seated in the house. And no a nurse who takes 300 and 460 Ghana cedis a month. A registered staff nurse who works with a private facility. Telling you, how do you make ends with this? How do you make ends? And they completed school, you are in the house, they are not getting any job. Some are there, their parents are not even feeding them. So to me, if there is a way, government, I'm hearing Barbados and others, if there is a way, government can support this because he has trained them, but he doesn't need them. Now, as we speak, they are trained, but government doesn't need them. If he needs them, he doesn't have what it takes to get them employed. To just sit in the house. So if you support them to go outside and they will bring foreign remittances, they themselves will be okay, their families will be okay, the nation will also benefit. So we should not only be talking about the money we have used to trade them, but when they go, the foreign reserves they bring, it is also a way to compensate the government for.
Absolutely.
So,
I get that point. So yes.
These are facts that we want to also bring to bear.
Yes.
In terms of these foreign remittances, our people going outside and what they bring into the country.
Nice. So you attribute it to an increase in professionals going abroad, and so they will be sending money home, and also the strength of our economy, which is why our folks abroad are safe to send money home for various projects. Let me ask you a similar question. Also, we know that the T-bill, right, the interest rates of T-bills have dropped, right? Yet the government has announced oversubscription. So I'm here wondering, why would a lot of people be subscribing T-bills when the interest on the bills have dropped? You are the expert. Kindly educate us on this one.
Thank you very much. The interest on the T-bill have dropped. Good. You know, T-bill is a risk-free investment. When you put your money there, that one, there is no risk. That's why they say that the risk on T-bill is zero. At all cost, government will pay you. But don't forget the interest rate on the banks have also dropped. Are you saying?
Yeah.
So all things being equal, if the interest on the T-bill have dropped, the same time interest on bank interest rate have also dropped. Are you saying?
Yeah.
So the odds of not only the T-bill have dropped, the interest that are given by the banks have also dropped. So if they have all dropped, then the issue is that if you are an investor, are you risk averse or what? Some people are risk takers, some people are risk averse. So if I think that I don't want to take a risk, then why don't I go separate way even though the interest rate have dropped? So these are what these are investment decisions, and these are portfolio decisions that investors make. Because before they make the investment, they will consider all these things. All the interest rate they drop, not only the T-bills. All the banks, their interest have also dropped. If you invest there, the interest have dropped. But the issue is that there are risks at that time, and this is a risk-free. So when they consider that, yes, they consider them as certain and think that if I put my money at where it's a risk-free, I am safe. And bear in mind, there are some institutions like the NAGA, there are some organized institutions, you cannot invest their money anywhere. That one is also there. Yes, there are some institutions like that. You cannot invest their money anywhere, and they come and give stories. So these institutions, they always invest in an industry, risk-free investment, and that is the T-bill. That is why, even though the interest at the T-bill is dropping, still people are investing in there. And you see, investment decision is based on a lot of factors, not necessarily the drop in the interest rate, but there are other policies that companies have in terms of their investment. Some companies even have that their investment portfolio, they should have some percentage invested
in T-bills,
interest risk-free investment. So if these policies are there, whether the interest-free investment rate is low or high, they will still invest in there based on the policies of the company and then the way the company view risk so far as investment is concerned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Quite interesting conversation this morning. Ghana's economic recovery, assessing the progress and the challenges that we're going through as a nation. And so if you've been listening to us, you want to give us an input on 053-715-8638, 053-715-8638 is the numbers. You can also send your input, your WhatsApp messages, and I've been looking at the risk involved and then what government has been doing so far. We've looked at the challenges and the key progress. The inflation control, where the inflation has been dropped significantly, marking 13 consecutive months of decline. The cedi stabilization, where the cedi has found stability supported by $2.8 billion debt restructuring deal and Bank of Ghana's efforts. GDP growth, real GDP expanded at 6.1% through the late 2025. Foreign reserves, rising foreign reserves are also contributed to improve economic stability. Then we look at the challenges which are the ordinary Ghanaians are experiencing widespread hardship, with many struggling to afford basic necessities. Then we look at the cocoa sector, delays in payment to cocoa farmers and concerns over producer prices. Galamsey, the illegal mining continue to pose environmental and economic risk, while job losses, youth unemployment remains a big concern. But government also initiated, if you look at the president speaking to us, says the 24-hour economy, which is now an authority, aims to boost economic growth and create jobs, focus on agriculture transformation, that is the Feed Ghana, target renewable energy expansion and also energy sector reforms, that's the energy reforms, infrastructure projects, including major roads and railway projects. The big push is looking at that. But my question to you is how would the 24-hour economy initiated create jobs and stimulate the economic growth? Have we lost Foster?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
I was asking how would a 24-hour economy initiative create jobs and also stimulate the economic growth?
Okay. To sum it all, how it will create jobs will depend on how the program will be implemented. Okay. How it will create jobs will depend on how the project will be implemented. To just sum it up, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
We are in Ghana. some years back, we said we want to, the government raise a huge sum of money. It's about $8 million that want to make Accra the cleanest city in Ghana. So the money was waste. You know what was that?
No.
He cleaned the government alone. The money was finished. So that's why I say how it will create job will depend on how the 24-hour economy bill policies will be implemented.
Well,
Implementation of the project of the 24-hour economy bill is key. There are a lot of instances that we push a lot of money into activity.
just
When we hear the money,
just like we did to Paligo Dam, right?
Greater reform. But when they are done and you have spent the money that has been spent, and then the results, then you see that, in fact, there was no value for money. I'm happy the finance minister has presented the value for money bill in Parliament. The 24-hour economy has a greater potential to change the dynamics of this country in terms of employment. But these things will be possible upon how the system will be implemented. We are talking about the value chain, how they are going to support the other sectors, the agriculture sector, how they are going to transform it, the industrial sector, how they are going to transform it. They talk about even, let's take the cashew nut sector, how they are going to support them, to put out their factory, they will employ people, they will have to sell finished products. We are going to increase our foreign earnings, and that, and that, and that. Assuming these are done the way the Pwalugu Dam, if it is implemented the way the Pwalugu Dam project was implemented, what do you think the end results will be? So sometimes good policies come. I know I told you that Kenyans, when it comes to write up, we are very good. But our challenge has been to ensure proper implementation of whatever we are supposed to do. So how it will create jobs, the potential for the 24-hour authority bill to create jobs and to change the economic narratives of this country is great. But the bottom line is how the system will be implemented, how they will, the actors, how people who are going to ensure the implementation of the policy will utilize the resources that have been allocated to them. How critical these people, how they will value the work given to them, and how they are going to put up the good measure. These are things that we need to talk about. If these things I'm talking about, they're able to do it well, then boldly you can say the 24-hour economy will give us a very good result. That is why I am comparing the time that we thought we want to put up the Pwalugu Dam.
The Pwalugu Dam.
That time, if you have asked me after the project, how will it create job? I might have talked about, the dam is finished, a lot of vegetable farms will be there, this will be there, we are going to stop this exploitation, we are going to stop this, and we are going to stop this, and we are going to have a lot of foreign reserves, and we are going to send people are going to get their employment. But the end, what happened?
But at the end, what happened?
That's why I feel like answering it this way. Thank you.
Well, quite interesting that the president also did remind the Ghanaians about the resetting Ghana's agenda, which is aimed to drive growth. We're looking at the economy, progress, and also development. But success of these initiatives also depends on the implementation, like you said, and addressing the challenges facing the economy. So implementation has been one of the biggest problems for the country, Ghana. The president also announced a major crackdown on the targeting financiers or the kingpins when it comes to Galamsey. But critics have also raised this question, the effectiveness of the measures that is being put in place. Now we need about $35 million to clean our water body. Just one river, we need about $35 million. Can we do this across all the rivers? That's a big question that is there. So, do you agree with critics that question the effectiveness of these measures? If you say you are going for the campaigns.
Yes, I support and I agree with the critics. That you see, sometimes, and that's what I've always been saying, we will say different things and then different things happen. I am not an expert in cleaning water or bringing water to this rightful state. But this financial stuff that talking about $5 million and others, are they realistic figures? Are they value for money in this thing? These are what I want to talk about.
All right.
And whether, so sometimes that is the issue. They will bring out figures, huge figures. That's why I talk about cleaning the car with the Otogono, budget they built. And then what actually was done.
What actually was done.
So sometimes our issues have been whether there is a value for money, the transactions we do, quality, and these are the woes of this country. These are the woes. Inflated budget, inflated contract, and others. That's why I said I'm not an expert in terms of cleaning or putting water in it. But the issue is that the budget they are bringing up, 45, this huge figure they are talking about, is it really a realistic figure that we are talking about? And whether when these figures are put in, we'll get the needed results we talk about. Look, this guarantee strike is a challenge for Ghana. You know that there are countries, US has they have gold there. United States, they have gold. And you can't go and do whatever you want there. So my issue has been our ability to ensure adherence to the regulation set. Adherence. If not, budget upon budget will come. Estimate upon estimate will come. Plans upon